What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Bitcoin and cryptocurrency update video. If you guys remember last time we were talking, Bitcoin was hanging out in this region right here, and we had said that, we have some immediate resistance up here at about 47,000 and some support down here at 43,000. We said that if we break above the resistance, it's likely we come retest up here in this region, and or if we lose the support, we come back down and test this region down here. And well, initially we tried to, go make higher highs here, but you can see we lost our uptrend, right, when we had this nice uptrend initially there. And we lost also just simply like the horizontal support we should have held if we break above it. It was back tested as support for a second. It didn't hold through and it failed. So as soon as we failed here, that's when it looked like we would come down here to test these regions, which we did. We never got to the bottom of the zone, but we got to the top of it, which shows a lot of strength in my opinion. As well as in general, this whole pattern, we've been forming this falling wedge. Or it could be a bull flag if you want to draw it differently. Depends how you angle the line, right? But I'll call it a falling wedge, in which case the target of breaking out this falling wedge should be the top, which is about 53,000, the local high that we had up here. And you can see we broke out of it down here, so I flipped this back to green. Right now I'm keeping this red. I mean, I guess I could flip it back to green with you guys here, but just know that technically this is, we're still on this day, so I don't know if we close above here or not. If we do close above here, then we got to stay in this zone and play right here. And we'll talk about this yellow circle in a moment here, but we got to play up here before we can break out and go test the previous high there. But yeah, eclipsing this high would mean we're probably going to tackle this one, but we're going to talk about that soon. And if we roll over here, then it's simple. We just got to hold back in this region here, because you can see I just connected the recent low here and this recent bounce here. So we have our uptrend now. So yeah, so we have a low in place, we have a high, and this is now a higher low. So to reverse trend officially, because we still have a high in place over here, we got to eclipse that high, and then structurally we'll be back in our nice healthy uptrend. And we already know, kind of like what we've been talking about in other videos, once we break this last most important trend line in crypto, this is really just thin air. It's really just going to start taking off like crazy. So yeah, I wanted to compare a little bit more pound for pound about this move right here when we had all these highs created, and this move right here where all these highs were created, because let me get rid of that stuff. If we partner this up with the RSI down here, you'll see that, like we said before, when price made a high over here, that's when the RSI was oversold. And then price kept making higher highs. In fact, it actually 1, 2, 3 more. 1, 2, all these lower highs, right? They're supposed to trend together because this is a strength oscillator, and they're supposed to go up together when price is going higher. You want to see strength continue to get stronger as well. So we saw some weakness forming over here. And it wasn't until we lost this 57 level and back tested 57 as resistance where we had our lower high put in for the first time, and that's when price rolled over and made a lower low then, right? So over here, same option. We had price was rising, 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 and then over here, RSI is lowering, lowering, lowering until we fell off. That's when we broke 57, and then we made our first lower high when we lost 57 and got rejected by 57. What's also cool is once we made our lower high on both charts here, lower high here, when we got rejected by 57, you'll see RSI made a low and a lower low. This was a low and a lower low with the RSI. So now we should be trending upwards because you can see if we just look at the RSI, we have a low here in place and a low here in place. So now we're trending upwards again from macro. Actually, even since this day, we have a high in place, some higher lows this whole way. So this is an uptrend since this day, and price is in an uptrend since this day. So this is our long-term uptrend mixed with a short-term uptrend, mixed with fighting our last little midterm, if you will, downtrend. Yeah, so a lot's going on right now, and in order to see what's going to take place, really, I mean, honestly, it's just this big line up here and this big line on the bottom. So you see we have our apex over here in November. I assume we break out of this much before that, and that's where we get to this yellow dot here. I'm thinking this is the kind of time frame we're looking at to tackle this. And in order to do so, we'll just backtrack. We're going to look at the BLX here, go into the log, and I'm going to go to the weekly time frame right now. And here, let's zoom out, right? We're going to go to the boxes again. Here we go. So the boxes are a 1.5 multiple of a previous all-time high, and then the top is a 4-time multiple of a previous all-time high, and that's the same math all placed over here, right here, and same one over here. And you can see how the bottom of the box has been well-respected support along the whole journey up. And you can also see I have the halving dates in here. That's all the blue lines, by the way, and I added the yellow and the red are basically the tops and the bottoms of the bull and bear market cycles. So I added some projected ones over here, which has basically just been mathematically placed by looking at these other ones. And also it kind of lines up pretty cool with the whole peaking November, December kind of time frame. This one's a little bit off, by the way. It's supposed to be over here. Boom. Nope. Right here. There we go. But yes, so up until here, we're thinking, right, we're in the box. we have our downtrend that was broken out of initially, and we were met by this other downtrend here. The BLX is not updated, it still shows 43 UC, but right now we're actually at 48, so we are above this downtrend now. So now we broke one downtrend, our second downtrend. This should be where we come to play with that top of the box, just like last time over here, where we had our downtrend. This was our second downtrend. This is when we started to play with meeting the top of the box and leaving the box. And same with over here. Oh, let's undo that. We had our downtrend, broke out of it, and this one went to the top of the box as well. And we broke out of the box here in middle of October, right here, October 14th. That was the breakout of the top of that box. And over here we broke out also mid-October, 9th, or if we go over here, I guess, same thing, close enough. But yeah, just middle of October is kind of what I was shooting for. So I put this over here at the end of October. I guess I can move it over one more. Boom. So this is when we should be playing ideally with the top of this box over here. We actually have a short-term target in mind too that could get us to the top of that box really quick. I need to go back to the regular chart here to show you this though, and we got to fit it back. Beautiful. Cool. So back to the daily real quick, right? Our short-term target. So we talked about the target of just 53,000 just from this falling wedge. The breakout should take us to the top. But in general though, I mean, this falling wedge also was met and entered by coming in from a big uptrend. So if we just take a measured move from the bottom of this pull to the top of this pull, call it a flag pull, right? And then we take it to our extended target breakout where we broke out here. Our extended target should be like 70,000 or so. That could happen really quick. In general, like I said, though, I believe once we take this out, not only is our 58 to 65 region going to be met very quick, but once we pop above this, I don't believe it's long before we double. Like 65K, then cool. I mean, honestly, it's not long until we hit the 120, 130K at this point. That's the kind of move we're looking for out of this huge region here, because we've been in between 65,000 and 30,000 for a long time here. You can see the highest point we made was in April. Yeah, so that's a long time here. What am I getting at over here without rambling too much? Because we've been talking about Bitcoin for 7.5 minutes now. All right, let's see. We got Bitcoin dominance. Okay. Bitcoin dominance, where are we at over here? I'm going to have to go to the weekly. It's too specific on the daily. There we go. So, Bitcoin dominance, macro downtrend, all these lower highs, right? Right now in a hardcore downtrend, we lost our support here, and we found support on this line, but then we've just been bouncing in between. So, and that's what we're still doing, really. So let me free this up a little bit. We have a double bottom in place here at 40%. We may come as high as 43 again, maybe as high as this upper resistance trend line again. So something like this, in which case Bitcoin should be doing pretty good. And or if we just lose this region, then we're definitely falling back down to the bottom of the channel, where all these support resistance flips are, as well as the the bottom of the previous all-time low of about 35%. If we lose 35%, something like this, that would be massive for the altcoins. You'll see a lot of euphoria and greed for sure. So that's how we're going to keep our Bitcoin dominance chart looking right now. If you want to know if we're going to pop back up to the upside to test the higher regions, it looks like we actually might show some strength right here. It's a difficult chart to look at. It's not that clean, but if I had to draw something in here, let's see if we can connect all those highs. Looks like we actually might already then. So we might get as high as here, or we're just going to chill sideways here and roll over, because you can see we broke our downtrend here. But that's just getting a little too specific for you guys. Not that big deal with the Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum here. So I took out the middle channel here because there's just a lot going on. I'd rather just focus on the major uptrends and downtrends in play. So since we have had our high here, you can see we had resistance, and then all this resistance until now we just broke out with literally our candle here today. So from now I expect us to either we don't backtest this region, because that's what could happen, just backtest and then go higher, or we just chill here and then keep just ripping from here, because Ethereum really moves aggressive, actually, you can see here. And also, I mean, I guess if you want to call this a big bull flag, we could try to call it that. Let's see what it looks like from here, from the base to the top. Take our breakout right here, puts Ethereum at 5,500. Sure, yeah, I mean, that could happen pretty quick too. Take a look at Ethereum dominance this time. Also looking really well, right? Because we've had, let's go to the weekly, it looks better. Cool. We talked about this trend line for a while here and how we broke above it and finally found support on it. Previous resistance flipping to support is powerful. And we have our still resistance up here at this level, and we are still just chilling in this zone that we talked about for a while here, actually, which I just messed up the circle. Boom, right here. So I expect us to hold support here still and play with this, and until we break above this, that's real fireworks right there. That's when Ethereum will be pushing above 4,000 plus, shooting for at least 5 digits this year. And if we pass this high and this high, then forget it. I mean, we're in new price discovery mode, and Ethereum's going to be ripping, maybe even flipping Bitcoin to dominance by the end of the cycle for a short period of time. I don't think that happens in the bear market. I think in the bear market, Bitcoin's still the winner. But again, kind of getting ahead of ourselves here. This is what we think right now. Taking a look at XRP. XRP is looking solid, actually. Let's get back to what do we want to say here? Let's see, we got our uptrend right in play. We had a recent high of $2, and we recently broke out of that downtrend because you can see we had our downtrend in play right here. I had a little trend line actually, so the entry was down here. And now we had some recent resistance up here, which you can see acted as resistance back here and here. A little support and resistance even here. More resistance here didn't come as a surprise. Even the horizontal level of just $1.30. Yeah, not a big deal. However, we got rejection from $1.30, so we have another lower high in place. So we're gonna have to watch this line right here. But you can see we just found support here again at 80 to $1. You know, this box in general. So we can either get a bounce from here and then come back and play with this level and eclipse that. And that would get us to then obviously come play with the previous all-time high of $2. Or we can still come as low as down here, you know what I mean, to test this trend line region down here if we still get rejected by this right now, like, you know, come down here and then boom, down. So that's possible as well. Doesn't really matter. I'm more focused on Bitcoin right now. I think XRP is last and fast kind of thing. Hasn't even taken out its previous all-time high, which is all the way at $3.30. So this one's got a lot more catching up to do to the rest of the market, which makes sense. I mean, we had a whole SEC lawsuit take place. This whole setback took a little while, and I mean, to be honest with you, it's doing pretty good for a situation like that to recover from it, and it's building very healthy market structure. You see all these higher lows, all these higher highs. So it's beautiful. Taking a look at what do we got here? XRP Dominance? Yes. Okay. So we're still a little weak on the dominance because you can see that I'm going to remove that. You can see that we lost this level again, and we're kind of just chilling in no man's land down here again. But we do have some higher lows in play. So I do notice this. I do notice that. And we're right there. Okay. So we do have some higher lows in play, and I expect that to actually probably hold. So if we bounce from here successfully, then we should come play with our previous high here. And if we pass that high, then we're looking to come, you know, all the way up to this region for sure. And if we pass this level, it's going to be fireworks for sure. For sure. Look at all this previous support, all this resistance, all the resistance back here. Yeah, this is going to be a nuts move for sure. XRP $10 plus if we pass this level. So stellar. Let's see, stellar structurally, I'm surprised we actually broke this level. Not a big deal, but that's okay. Just gonna play in this region now. So let's see, I can hold this as resistance for now. Flip that. So yeah, if you guys are stellar fans and you want to get in, this is your time down here in this zone before we go above this level. Because as soon as we pass above 32 cents and this trend line here, then we're going to come play with that high right here at 42 cents. And if 42 cents is eclipsed, we will come, you know, back up here easily to that 60, 70 cent region, which is that last high in play and the recent all-time high that we've had, I believe, you know, close within range because I hit $1 on a wick. But yeah, I mean, if we eclipse this high, we're going dollars plural. So taking a look at Cardano. Ooh, Cardano looks really good right now. Okay, cool. So Cardano looks really, really good. Similar to how we've had on a bunch of other charts, we have like a macro big resistance level that turned into support over here and then resumes higher. That's really bullish. You see that we are kind of just right here on the midline and or just this level of $2.30. So if we hold right here right now, then we're going to come play with the top of the channel again up at $4 even. And if we get resistance here right now, not a big deal. Just come back down to the previous support down here at $1.50, $1.60, and also this trend line here. So that's what we're looking at for a Cardano. Taking a look at Litecoin. Cool. Litecoin did get rejected here really hard from that $230 level. No surprise. Talked about it from a long time here. And then, you know, we lost support actually here as well. So we also called then we'd come back down to 150 bucks, and you can see we touched it perfectly, as well as this middle trend line where we got a lot of support here. So Litecoin is doing really well. If we lose this, we're going to come back down easily down to this region or even 100 bucks again, which would be pretty nasty. But yeah, I mean, you can see now we have some highs in play here. So yeah, not much longer before we break out of this zone and come play much higher or lower. So that's what we're looking at for Litecoin. also never made a new all-time high, so something to keep in mind. All these other coins have. So once this one does take out $300, it's going to be quick, just like Bitcoin have been, just like Ethereum has been. Let's take a look at Tron. Tron's been the easiest one to chart, like we always say, because we just have this fat trend line that has been in play since the bottom of COVID till now. And we can see that we just got resistance up at this penny region. We got above for a second, lost it, hold resistance. We're still going to play here, most likely. If we lose this, we're in trouble. Coming down here, probably lower, because this would be pretty critical structural damage. If we break this resistance, we're coming back up here for sure. And then, yeah, I mean, above that, same thing as all the other ones, you know, not in all-time high discovery mode. That could get crazy pretty quick. Take a look at Telcoin. Yeah, so Telcoin lost the resistance downtrend that we had here. We have a new downtrend in play now, so I can go ahead and put this over here. Let me see how it looks on a daily for you guys to clean it up so you guys can have it on your charts better. I like connecting the bodies better. Boom. So that's how I'm going to keep this line in here now. So long as we're under this line, we are bearish, but not necessarily bearish. I mean, you know what I mean. Just the trend is your friend until the end, right? So we're still bullish because we have a low in play and a higher low right now, tentatively. But in general, as long as we keep the support down here, we should be playing with this resistance line a lot. And once we break above it, you know, and you know, above that high as well of the 2 point, or I guess it's 2 cents. It's hard to read because these prices are so small. Once we break that high, though, we'll definitely come play this high, and yeah, tackle the all-time high from there. Not a big deal. How's Quant doing? I was able to figure out how to put it back on my chart here because one of the charts was messed up. Yeah, so Quant, I love this chart because we got major resistance and support line right here. Cloned it right over here to connect those highs, and you can see it's recently acted as support right now. So this one's looking really, really good actually, because yeah, if we do hold this bounce right here, then I mean, yeah, this is looking really good right now. Ooh, clean that up. Let's clean that up. Boom, boom, something like that. So yeah, we're right into it right now. So actually, next time we make this video, we're either going to be down here in this region, or come back, you know, down here in general to the support. So we could all the way come down here even, or we break above this downtrend and we are back off to the races again. Quant 4 digits end of year, something like that kind of thing. Still think that takes place anyways. How's Holochain doing? Cool. Holochain, there we go, auto. So Holochain, we talked about the fattest bull flag on the planet over here. It broke out, back tested as support, and since then has made a lot of new, you know, low, higher low, and some higher highs over here. So that's beautiful to see. We have another downtrend right here in play. So if we break that, we're going to come play with this resistance again. And then if we break this resistance, we have to take out that high so we can play with that for sure. Otherwise, we hold this resistance and we come back down to our, like, you know, local bottoms down here. So that's what I'm seeing right now. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for today's video. I appreciate you, as always, for watching. Thank you for staying to the end. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers on this channel, so I'm super excited to do the $100 in Bitcoin giveaway. We're going to talk about how to enter that on my Instagram, so check out my social medias in the description below. It's important, too, because I also post on Snapchat a lot, quick little updates in between these long breaks I take sometimes with these YouTube videos, because they take a little more work and effort to put together, if you will. So yeah, if you want those quick intraday updates and short-term targets before I come back to the YouTubes and put it all together for you guys, that's going to be on my Snapchat, and occasionally I post it on my Instagram as well, so you're going to want to follow that down below. Let me know how you like this kind of style video in the comments down below. Going out to Coffee House tonight is going to be fun, so you're going to get a cool car video coming up here. We're going to test the Z out with some of my friends and see how she stands. I'm thinking pretty good, honestly, not going to lie. Not going to be disappointed if we take some L's, though. It's all for fun. Thank you for staying to the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.